Hello everybody and welcome to Tiger Tales The Lost Stories, a place you'll find stories and fanfictions written and read to you by your host, me, Tiger. Today we dive into The Color Matrix, a story where Ace uses the Color Matrix to transport his consciousness into himself across the multiverse. Think of things like James Cameron's Avatar movies, the Matrix movies, and the Sword Art Online anime. Very similar concept. With this story, I get to play around with all different forms of fiction, and Ace gets to traverse all sorts of different tales, and I can come up with literally anything. This chapter is a very unique one, as this chapter will actually be the first time Ace visits a universe for the second time. That's never happened before. Well, let's dive in and see what's been going on, because the last time we left Ace, the Color Matrix was malfunctioning. The Color Matrix, World 10, Second Visit, A Day in Haven. I woke up and nothing was working still. Daisy still had not said anything. I didn't know whether she was just turned off or she malfunctioned or something like that. I had no idea. I didn't know the in and outs of the Matrix console. I just understood my assignment. I tried to reboot the system, but nothing worked. Then there was the Color Matrix console itself. The screen only showed one universe, the universe that I had just visited, where I was in hell and I was a part of some building called the Has-Been Hotel. I tried to scroll or enter another type of multiverse, but I could not, and there was this one universe just staring at me. Then there was a warning sign sat in the corner of the screen, flashing. "Damn it," I muttered. I sent a distress call to Sparks and decided whilst I waited for him to respond, I should at least continue working, so I loaded the only universe available to me. I stripped off my shirt and I laid on the bed. The needles penetrated the back of my neck and my fingertips, and then I drifted off into the darkness.
I blinked my eyes open, expecting to see the familiar dimness of the hotel room in hell, but in my surprise, I find myself surrounded in soft, golden light, and the gentle warmth of sunrise streaming through the window. Confusion swept over me as I sat up in the bed, taking in my surroundings. This was no dingy hotel room in hell. This was something altogether different. The room was bathed in ethereal beauty, with pristine white walls adorned with intricate golden patterns and decorated with tapestries hanging from the ceiling. As I glanced down at myself, I gasped in disbelief. My hands, once twisted and clawed, were now smooth and unblemished, adorned with shining golden rings that sparkled in the light. I ran my fingers through my hair, feeling the softness of the strands that coursed down my back in waves of purest white. But it wasn't just my appearance that had changed. As I stood and made my way to the window, I felt a sudden sense of peace and serenity wash over me. A feeling of lightlessness and freedom that I had never experienced before. Just then, there's a knock at the door to my room. I blinked, startled by the sudden interruption. Who could be knocking at my door in this heavenly realm? I approached the door cautiously. I reached out and turned the handle, pulling the door open slowly. Standing before me was a figure bathed in a radiant glow. Her presence exuded an aura of divine grace and power. "Hello, Ace," she said, her voice soft and melodious. "I'm Emily, a seraphim. May I come in?" I nodded, stepping aside to let her enter. As she crossed the threshold, I couldn't help but marvel at her beauty and serenity. Her wings, shimmering with incandescent hues, seemed to stretch out infinitely behind her, filling the room with an ethereal light. "What brings you here, Emily?" I asked, my voice tinged with concern. She smiled gently, her eyes filled with warmth and compassion. "I've come to offer you guidance and support as you embark on your journey as an angel," she replied. "The transition can be overwhelming, but you are not alone. We, the Seraphim, are here to help you find your way." Hold up. Did you just say angel? Because last I checked, I was a demon, I say, very confused. Yes, Ace, I did say angel, because you are one now. You have achieved redemption. I felt a sense of gratitude wash over me, thankful for Emily's presence and the resources she offered. In this unfamiliar realm of beauty and light, her guidance would be invaluable as I navigate the challenges and wonders of this land ahead. As I stood in my heavenly abode, basking in the warmth of divine light, Emily's words cut through my serenity like a sudden gust of wind. She approached me with a solemn expression, her eyes filled with a mixture of sorrow and admiration. Ace, she began, her voice gentle yet firm, I know you've embraced your new life as an angel, but I wanted to remind you of the bravery and selflessness you displayed in your previous existence. Her words brought a flood of memories rushing back to me, memories of the battles fought and the lives lost in the depths of hell. I remembered the Has-Been Hotel, a beacon of hope amidst the darkness, and the demons who called it home. You were once a demon, yes, Emily continued, her gaze unwavering, but you were also a protector, a guardian of the innocent, and a champion of the righteousness. I nodded, the weight of my past deeds heavy on my heart. Despite my transformation into an angel, I could not forget the struggle and sacrifice that had defined my existence in hell. You risked everything to save those cannibal children, Emily reminded me, her voice tinged with reverence. You gave your life to protect them, to ensure their safety and their freedom. The memories of that faithful day burned bright in my mind. The chaos and the carnage. The desperate struggle to save those innocent souls from a fate worse than death. And though I had paid the ultimate price for my actions, I knew in my heart that it had been worth it. Your courage and your sacrifice will never be forgotten, Emily said, her words a balm to my troubled soul. You may have shed your demon form, but the essence of who you are remains unchanged. A hero, a savior, a beacon of light in the darkness. As Emily led me through the heavenly city, I couldn't help but marvel at the beauty and tranquility that surrounded us. The streets were lined with buildings of shimmering white marble adorned with intricate carvings and delicate arches. Gardens filled with vibrant flowers bloomed on every corner. Their sweet scent perfumed the air. This is the heavenly city, Emily said, her voice filled with pride. A place of peace and harmony, where the souls of the redeemed find eternal rest and happiness. As we walked, Emily pointed out various landmarks and attractions. Explaining their significance and history, she spoke of the great battle that had been fought to protect the city from evil, of the heroes and champions who had sacrificed everything to ensure its safety. But as we approached the heart of the city, I noticed a somber atmosphere settle over the streets. The bustling crowds grew quiet, their voices hushed and reverent. Emily's expression grew solemn, her eyes filled with sorrow. This is the hall of the High Council, she said, gesturing toward a grand building of glimmering gold and silver. It is where the most powerful angels gather to discuss matters of great importance. I look over the amazing building. Did something happen? The mood on the street seems so depressing. Emily lowers her head. Many of us did not know of the extermination that happened in hell. And as you know, Adam lost his life in that battle. He was the first man, of course, and Heaven's army's leader. Again, a flash of memory comes rushing back to me, and I see Adam battling Alistair. It turns out he fought with Charlie, and finally, he and Lucifer did battle. Hold on. I remember Adam was alive as the battle ended, I say, looking at Emily very confused. Yes, he was when you were still alive down there. It was at this point you gave your life for the children. You did not see Adam stabbed by the little one called Nifty, Emily explained. Well, holy crap, Nifty got him in the end. That's one hell of a shock, I spit out.
We were all shocked,
says another female voice. I spin around on my heels and look up to see another seraphim flying down to us. As Emily introduces Sarah, the High Seraphim, I feel a sense of reverence wash over me. But before I could utter a word, Sarah's demeanor shifts, her tone dripping with disdain.
Emily, what are you doing showing this person around?
Sarah snaps, her words laced with contempt. The way she looked at me, I felt like nothing more than a piece of trash on the ground. Before I could respond, Emily steps in, her voice firm and unwavering. Sarah, he has every right to see this city, just like the other soul, she barks back, her eyes flashing with defiance. I stand there caught in the middle of this exchange, feeling a mixture of discomfort and frustration. Despite Sarah's hostility, I can't help but feel grateful for Emily's support. Maybe I should go, I say, feeling a sudden urge to escape this tension that hangs heavy in the air. Emily smiles softly as she looks at me. You are welcome to go anywhere you want, Ace. This is your home now. Before I could respond, Sarah's voice cut through the air like a knife.
Emily, this is not his home, nor is it that other soul from hell.
Other soul? Serpentris! The snake demon! I exclaim, the memory of his demise at Adam's hand rushing back to me like a tidal wave. Then I am hit with an instant pain in my head, a sharp agony that threatens to consume me. I drop to my knees, clutching my head in my hands as I struggle to make sense of the overwhelming sensations. Ace, are you all right? Emily's voice cuts through the haze of pain, but I am too consumed by agony to respond. Everything begins to blur, darkness closing in around me until finally everything goes black.
I woke up and the needles extracted from my neck and fingertips. I sat up and I felt incredibly woozy. I then turned and saw that the console had been opened up and someone was leaning into the wires and the gizmos and gadgets that built the whole thing. Next to that person was my boss, Sparks. He noticed me and came up to me and put his hand on my shoulder. Dude, are you okay? Sparks asked me. Yeah, I think so, I muttered. We got your distress call. And then Srikaku sent a massive disturbance here. Dude, what were you doing? Sparks asked. I don't know, Daisy shut off, and I was stuck with only one universe, a really strange one at that. I messaged you guys and thought, hey, I should just carry on working, so I did. I told him with a shrug. Dude, you could have died. Your vital signs were through the roof right now. Sparks snapped. Sorry, I muttered. Hey, these devices are dangerous and extremely powerful. If you need a break, I can find something else. Sparks stated. No, I can handle it. I didn't think about it, okay? I'm sorry, man. I told him. Good, Sparks said with a small grin. Suddenly, the dome lit up and the system rebooted, and this time Daisy had reawakened.
Hello, sir. Hello, Master Sparks and Master Twilight.
Daisy said. Then Twilight climbed out of the console and closed it again and reinstalled the console screen. He then walked over to us and I stood up and put my shirt back on. Yo, dude, how's it going? Twilight asked me. Weird, that universe was all sorts of messed up. I told him. Hey, don't forget, when you're linked to this thing, there is a to and fro here where the genetic makeup of the whole universe is connected to you, okay? It's dangerous. You need to look after yourself, and next time, don't go jumping into unstable universes, Twilight said with a chuckle. Unstable? I questioned.
Master Sparks, if I may interject.
Daisy butted in. Sure thing, Sparks replied.
Like Master Twilight said, there's a bond between yourself and that universe. Sometimes a universe can lash out. Could be in the process of dying out or become unstable due to a circumstance. When you merge with an ace from one of these universes, it leaves your body exposed. My job is usually to prevent these things by protecting you, but this time I was offline.
Daisy explained.
Furthermore, an unstable universe is where an unseen energy barrier that holds the fabrics of the universe together start unraveling. The whole universe becomes, air quote, unstable, and is unsuitable to house any outsiders like yourself.
Daisy said. So next time Daisy shuts off, don't go into a red flashing universe. Okay, I got it, I muttered. Good idea, kid, Sparks chuckled. I stood there still feeling slightly uneasy from my experience. And there you have it, guys. Another introduction to a unique tale when it comes to the Color Matrix. This time round, of course, the story was told to you guys and written by Cosplay Dude 637. I had tasked Mark the Red Cornish Ranger, A Crown, and Cosplay Dude 637 to write their own stories of the Color Matrix, and I'd implement them. Cosplay Dude 637 was actually the person who came to me and asked if he could do a two-parter, and I thought I could then play around with the Color Matrix idea. So, there you have it. Ace now has learned something valuable. Don't go into unstable universes, because it can mess things up. I wonder if he'll stick to that lesson. Anyway, a huge shout out to Cosplay Dude 637. He writes his own stories and puts them onto several different podcasts that you can find wherever you find your podcasts. These are Storytime with Cosplay Dude 637, Power Rangers Universe 19, Sailor Moon E, and The Order. He's also got 2 YouTube channels where he does the same thing, Nostalgia Time and the audio drama of One Piece. So make sure you go check out all of them because he does a fantastic job. A huge shout out to A Crown and the Author's Crown, his YouTube channel, because he is a massive help when it comes to the Color Matrix stories. Now, of course, if you want to check out more Color Matrix stories, go check out the rest of the playlist that you can find on this channel, but also check out Tiger Tail's Game Over. That's where you'll find more Color Matrix storylines. But on that channel, it's all specifically video game related. That's what the Game Over channel is all about, video game storylines. So I decided to separate the Color Matrix stories into game worlds and non-game worlds. So we call them data worlds, and they're featured on the Color Matrix storyline on the Game Over channel. It's exactly the same story, it's just I thought I'd separate them. Thank you guys for listening to this story, and if you want to find more stories of mine, check out Tiger Tail's Game Over, Tiger Tail's Mysterious Origins. Those are other places you'll find fan fictions and storylines, and the last one mentioned is all my original stories. Then there's Tiger Tail's X, where I do official crossovers with 2 forms of fiction that we never thought we'd ever see crossover. For example, Ben 10 Alien Force and Doctor Who. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in, and of course, I shall see you guys in the next one.
That before we can...
Don't touch my Pringles.